So good morning, everyone. We welcome again from Snow Mountain Monastery. And like always, we begin with chanting universal well-being. May I abiding well-being in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings relieved from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be it skillful or harmful, of such acts there will be the heirs. So yesterday Jin Wei Shi mentioned about our story, how we met a very faithful and respectful man somewhere on the way in the Oregon small city who practiced Zen, was very surprised and kind of offered lunch for us and welcome. So I want to share one story. Some of you probably know that I was away for a week, I think, around a week. Have a chance to visit my country, very short, unexpected visit, kind of emergency one. And when we travel in the ropes, often what's happened, we meet kind of unexpected situations, or the Buddhist ropes, the monks' ropes make us kind of very visible and attract all this kind of people. Remember, maybe some of you remember last my visit, some came to me and says, "You return, give me a hug," and says, "Pray for us," in Germans. Was like, interesting, and start kissing my hands. And my poor father was very embarrassed watching all the situation. So this time, I arrived in the airport in Warsaw, carrying my bag. I need to get a train to go to the city center and catch the bus later to my home city, Białystok. So I did. I, very smoothly went to the train station, and train came, and I entered the train, and sitting there, almost empty, the train. Finally, the doors are open. One, maybe 60 years old man with many bags look at me and simply ask, where this train is going? He asked, Warszawa Zachodnia, what is the Warsaw West? I says, yes, he's going to Warszawa Zachodnia. Okay, thank you. So he entered to the same railway wagon, sit down from a distance, and we travel together. And when he's asked again, okay, sorry, is going to also to Warszawa Śródmieście? I says, yes, this is another station. Okay. So we reached the destination, and I came out and he came out. And it was interesting. He was not really a guy who was super surprised by my look, what most of the people are. And he asked me, "Do you know? Can I go through underground, kind of a tunnel, and get to the main rail station in Warsaw, they call Central Station?" I says, "I am not sure. I was a while not here, but is it should be okay. And actually, I'm going to this place. I can help you." Because I don't know, this is elevator there, because I have pretty heavy bags. Okay, no problem, I can help you. So both of us are walking on the platform, from the platform. And he started kind of talking to me. He says, "Oh, where are you come from?" I asked him. "You know, I flew from Thailand. I lived there last 6 years in Thailand." I says, "Oh, this is very interesting." So I says, "Probably seeing a Buddhist monk is not very surprising for you." "Oh, of course, you know, I see them all of the time. I don't know what they carry. Can you tell me? You know, they have kind of big bags or something." I think that you mentioned about the alms bowls they use for the alms round. I have the same one in my baggage. "Oh, that's very interesting. I always was thinking they carry some relics or something." You know, very strange. We like with my wife go to different temples here and there in Thailand. Actually, before we live in Vietnam, he says, I'm engineering, so I'm helped to build the different factories. And now I'm working in Thailand in the factory when they produce the plastic gloves. They almost bankrupt, but the pandemic came and they become multimillionaires. He says, we now expand the production and so forth. So this kind of small talk we had together. So we came to this main hall on the central rail station, and he a little bit more open up. He says why he came to Poland, to Warsaw. He says, "I'm sick. I am, I test myself, and the doctors find out that I have a cancer, a prostate cancer, and I needed to do the surgery. So I came here, and hopefully I can find it has to be done." And and he's talking to me about all these different method of treatments after pass away from it, and this is the real problem, I tell you. And he's talk and talk. It's like maybe 30 minutes we're standing there, and definitely I noticed that he's worried a lot, and in this not easy situation where he's in, going through this kind of major turns in his life. And he started also asking the questions about Buddhism. So this Buddhism is religion? I think it's more philosophy. Well, depends how you look at on this. And I mentioned about the Four Noble Truth. The first truth are dukkha, right? The suffering, being old, sick, and the death is our destiny for all of us. Let's kind of pay attention to it. And what was interesting, it's kind of a simple conversation between the 60 years old man and the Polish Buddhist monk. And we're kind of reflecting on this in the very busy place in Warsaw, when you can see people well dressed, ready to travel, move from one place to another. And here we're standing and talking about, sickness, about possibility of pass away, and about spirituality. And I think this is the one of the importance to having being in the rope, that we kind of naturally bring up this kind of topics, important topics, with often we don't have time to even think about it. And I don't know, what this guy who I met get from the meeting me, but maybe he was noticed that in this situation where he's at, when the lives goes very tough, kind of spirituality is important place to go. We can find some refuge. We can find something that is higher and bigger than ourselves. And it's good to remember that the prayers, the contemplation can help, can kind of ground, can find the stability, and seeing that even sickness is not a kind of a failure, it's the part of life. And we can meet it with kind of acceptance, with tolerance, and just take care of ourselves. And it's interesting, he says in the end, I don't know what attracted me to get to the 20-euro seat, but you have some aura or something, I don't know about it. I feel much calmer right now. Thank you, I very appreciate that I met you. I says, well, I also appreciate that I met you, because he also for me as a messenger, important messenger to remind me that all of us can get sick, right? To not waste our time, be kind of ready. And this was kind of important, the information about, prostate cancer. Like, what is your age? He asked me, I mentioned to him, I'm 46. Well, I recommended you to do some PSA, blood test, because we guys are in risk, because 80% men, when they reach age of 80, will have the cancer cells. It's very important to regularly, do the test and then take care of yourself, okay? I said, okay. So it was interesting kind of exchange. Very ordinary and at the same time extraordinary in the Warsaw when I have. So this was my, I could say, 30 minutes after I landed, I have an interesting conversation. And more stories I will share you, and then maybe next time. So this is it for today, and now we have 3 steps, 1 bow practice, and yep,